Malvern Hall, Solihull School. This historic manor is reportedly haunted by Reverend Charles Messie Wigley, who died following an accident at the hall in 1830. Witnesses have reported a luminous figure descending the main staircase around midnight, while some described the atmosphere as eerie. Staff at the now integrated Solihull School have referred to him as a friendly ghost. There are reports of a ghost being seen on the stairwell in the early hours of the morning. The luminous figure apparently appears around midnight and descends the staircase before disappearing. The Reverend Charles Messie Wigley, 1904 to 1930, also known as Macy, suffered an accident at Malvern Hall in October 1830. He was living there because his eldest brother Edmund Messie Wigley, 1798 to 1833, inherited the Malvern Hall estate in 1829. Edmund inherited the estate from a distant cousin, Henry Greswold Lewis, with the condition that Edmund should adopt the Greswold surname. He was granted a royal licence to use the surname Greswold, becoming Edmund Messie Wigley Greswold. Edmund was a soldier and was away with his regiment for much of the time, and his younger brother Macy and their sister Caroline, 1801 to 1873, lived in the hall and looked after things while their brother was away. Although some reports of Reverend Wigley's death suggest he fell from the horse, this is untrue. The staircase in question has been altered since the time of Wigley's residence, as a result of renovations by later owners. The top story of the hall was removed following the purchase of Malvern Hall by David Troman in 1896. Just over 2 years after Macy's death, his brother Edmund, Lieutenant Colonel in the 6th or Enniskillen Dragoons, died of cholera in Cahir, Ireland, on the 6th of January 1833. He was unmarried and had no children. He had no direct heir. His younger brother Macy would have been the heir, had predeceased Edmund. Malvern Hall devolved to Edmund's uncle Henry Wigley, 1760 to 1849, who also adopted the surname Greswold. Malvern Hall has become home to a succession of schools since 1931, and there have been reports of ghosts over this time. But also its St Martin's campus preparatory school has witnessed spooky sightings. In one account, a hooded figure disappears into a solid wall, have been reported in the area. I'm sure that my cousin started his teaching career at this school, but as he died many years ago, I'm unable to ask him if he ever saw a ghost. The Manor House on High Street, the ghost of a little girl seen by an electrician working on the site. He threw a spanner at her and apparently which just went straight through her, and he never went back. Spooky or what, but it does have an atmosphere. But who is the little girl? Bury Hall, just off Hampton Lane, now a ruin, but can remember the story of the white horse seen in the grounds around the estate. Once me and my mates thought we heard it and ran like mad. A road between the town and Elmdon Heath. In 1907, tales of a phantom dressed in white were put to bed after a worker found walking along the road by the police at night. It was said that he wore white to ensure that he was seen by motorcyclists. A legend suggests that this is the spirit of a woman who drowned in the vicinity. A phantom described as a woman in distress has been reported on the road between Solihull and Knoll, near the pond and overhanging trees. This was later be determined to be a local worker walking the road at night who wore white clothing to ensure he was visible to motorcyclists, debunking the supernatural origin of the sighting. Castle Bromwich Hall Hotel is a Jacobean mansion built around 1599. While the original 12th century Castle Bromwich, a motte-and-bailey castle, is now a scheduled monument, and mostly disappeared, the hall remains a hotspot for paranormal reports. The hall is frequently cited as one of Birmingham's most haunted buildings, with several specific spirits and locations mentioned. Room 302, widely regarded as the hotel's most haunted room, guests have reported feeling an unwelcome presence, with some claiming to hear a voice telling them to be quiet in the early hours of the morning. The Grey Lady, Lady Ida, rumoured to be a resident spirit, who mopes over a lost love. Some accounts identify her as Mary Ashford, who was allegedly locked in a room for 16 years by her father after attempting to elope. The Green Woman, a former housekeeper, sometimes named Mrs. Whittaker or Walker, seen in various areas, including a nursery room. A servant boy is said to haunt the attic area. Legend says he hanged himself after being caught stealing. The courtyard, visitors have reported sightings of figures in the courtyard area. Park Hall, demolished in 1970, Castle Bromwich. A family living in the hall left in 1930 after having been driven out by the ghost, or at least stories about a ghost. Tales of a phantom have been seen, or strange noises heard persisted for more than decades, although in a 1958 newspaper article featured a local alderman who claimed any haunting on the site to be a myth. Afterlife Paranormal claims to have managed to grab some footage of ghosts, including one that is wearing a dress, and also recorded a door seemingly opening up on command. EVP picked up the names of Charlie and Teresa. A private residence in Chelmsley Wood between 2018 and 19. A shadowy figure wearing a fedora and coat was spotted by several occupants of a flat. Electronic toys would also turn themselves on for no apparent reason. A park in Chelmsley Wood has been described as a ghostly place, with locals drawing comparisons to the abandonment of Chernobyl, often highlighting it as a location with an unsettling, quiet atmosphere. A figure in black was reported to ride a cycle along a path near a bridge, who vanished without trace. The Red Lion, also known as the Lion Sport and Eat in Shirley. This pub has a history dating back to 1751 and is known for its poltergeist activity. The pub featured in the local press after a vase moved unaided and fell from the shelf. It was reportedly not the first time items have been relocated. In August 2021, it gained local attention after a vase was filmed moving on its own and falling off the shelf. Security footage shows staff and customers in the pub when the vase of flowers appears to be pushed off a shelf and crashes to the floor. Staff of the Red Lion are convinced it was pushed by a poltergeist, and it's not the first time it's happened, though it is the first time such an incident has been captured on film. Licensee Ellen Madden, who runs the pub with her partner Dean Watkins, said glasses falling off shelves is a regular occurrence. Bury Hall near Knoll. Before its demolition, this hall was a popular spot for local ghost hunters. It was said to be haunted by the spirit of William Albert Upton, who tragically died at the property in 1908. At Solihull to Knoll Road, a phantom woman known for emitting piercing shrieks has been reported near a pond along this road. A local legend suggests she is the spirit of a woman who drowned nearby. A Meriden at a footpath in the area, exact location not known, in 1940. While walking out, Kathy Connolly encountered an illuminated domed object surrounded by men wearing one-piece overalls. The men had strangely tall foreheads, and one man cleaned his hands using a duster, smiled at the witness. As Connolly left the area, she turned back and realised they'd gone. Meriden, a phantom coach said to be driven around this neighbourhood. A night coach is traditional classic haunting. Bull's Head, Meriden, anecdotes refer to a potential haunted, angry gent, fierce, and more historically, the building has been associated with old-fashioned spooky tales. Oak House, Millicent's Wood, the former owner of Oak House, reported to be haunted, described it as a house that chooses you. Although just in Warwickshire, I've included Baddesley Clinton, as its postal address is Solihull, and this vlog is rather short. The island that Baddesley Clinton sits on was once used to keep cattle. The idea was that if the cows were surrounded by a moat, they couldn't be stolen. One of the stories associated with the house is that of Nicholas Broome. Baddesley Clinton in 1438, his brother John Broome, the under-treasurer, bought the manor house. During the War of the Roses, he supported the losing side and fell out with the Earl of Warwick. John was murdered. In revenge, Nicholas killed the Earl of Warwick's steward. He then bought himself a pardon, a get-out-of-jail-free card, which meant he was immune to the executioner for life. One day he came home to find a priest in a compromising position with his wife. Some say it was intimate, others say the priest was tickling her under the chin. Nicholas killed the priest and, as a penance, built the steeple of St. Michael's Church, which is on the grounds. It's said that the library is still stained by the priest's blood. However, the National Trust have had the blood tested and it's pig's blood. It's believed that the priest died in a part of the house that no longer stands. When Nicholas died in 1517, he requested that he should pay for his crimes by being buried standing up in the entrance of St. Michael's Church, just under the mat, so that people who walk over his grave for all eternity. He's still there today. People have heard footsteps and seen door handles move by themselves. A woman has been spotted. Another site claims that there's the sound of voices arguing, the priest taking mass in the dark and a woman in black drifting through doors. Objects move and people have been pushed.